Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I'm once again pouring tea mid-opening. That's fine, I'm just gonna finish here. Pour the tea. This is some beautiful Yame Gyokuro. I haven't been making tea recently, but I started again for the last couple of days and I've really been enjoying it, so tea is back. Happy Monday, everyone. It is a holiday here in the United States. We are celebrating Memorial Day, the day in which we are supposed to look back and celebrate and respect those individuals who have gone on and given their lives, or at least their time and energy, to fight for our freedoms, and to remember all of those who have fallen. And what better way to celebrate... Sorry, I'm so sorry. What better way to celebrate the Memorial Day than talking about our fighters? I thought I was going to be able to get through this with a straight face. I can't do it. With Tatakae, Iczer 1, Episode 2, which might be Tatakae Iczer 2, but I think it's Episode 2. This came out 1 year after last week's Episode 1 of Iczer 1, and I gotta be honest with you, I've been thinking about Iczer. This doesn't always happen. Sometimes shows just sort of, I watch the show, talk about it, edit it, upload it, put it aside, and forget about it for a week, right? And then the next week I come back, I'm like, what was going on? This is a show that I'm watching? That just happens. It happens. This has not happened with Iczer 1. I have been thinking about Iczer, and I'm really intrigued by that. I'm really quite surprised by it, because on the surface, it's like an ecchi action show with some horror and some porn and some Yuri and some cool character designs and some weird shit. And yet, beneath the surface of it, it doesn't go much deeper than that. But the parts of it that are there are so unique and so cool and so compelling and so fun and so weird and so far out there that I find the show, so far at least, really enjoyable. From the androgynous weird Violetto with the weird eye designs and stuff, to Big Gold, this tiny baby girl child inside a floating egg thing that seems to be bio-commanding all the units of the weird species of Cthulhu creatures. Yeah, no, I'm into that. I'm really into that. That's weird and kind of unique. And for someone who's seen like a few hundred sci-fi stories and a few hundred action stories and, read a bunch of novels and seen a bunch of things, it's weird when something fits its genre perfectly, and it fits like genre expectations perfectly, and yet I've never seen anything quite like it. You know what I mean? It's like, it would be like if I watched a show that was set in a cyberpunk universe and it fit all the tropes of the cyberpunk and yet it did something totally novel and unexpected. That's hard to do. That's like really hard to do because the tropes are so established and the work is it's so placed out there. To be able to go back 40 years and find something new in something so old, that's spectacular. And that over this past week has served as an excellent reminder of why this channel needs this show slot. Because there's gold in the past. Tons of it. And it's not the kind of stuff that you uncover if you just watch all the seasonal animes. And that's really unfortunate. But it means that there's treasure out there. It's like finding out that you can be an adventurer. It's like there are actually dungeons out there with lots of treasure. You just have to go looking and you can find all this interesting shit that's fucking interesting and weird and compelling and changes your brain. And Iczer 1 has done a little bit of that to me. I don't know if it's gonna result in anything or cause anything specific, but it kind of already has, because, man, I'm psyched to watch this today, and it makes me excited to look at the staff members and the people who've worked on Iczer and the comments and the people who will end up becoming excited by the fact that I'm watching Iczer, and it will tell me about other shows. Please tell me about other shows, by the way, and tell me about other things, and I'll be able to use this as another branching off point to find all sorts of interesting shit. And I'm excited and compelled to watch more OVAdrive, and I'm excited and compelled to watch this second episode of Iczer and see where the story goes, but I'm not really here for the story, to be totally honest with you. I'm here for the scenes. I'm here for the individuated sections. While it flowed together really much better than some of the other shows that we've watched on OVAdrive, even those we've watched recently, like Yotoden, I don't really care. I don't really care if it does. Kind of like a horror movie. I don't really care if the whole thing ends up being really compelling by the end. I care about the individual moments and stuff, because Sir Violetto going and like having this almost religious experience as he, she, it, they, I don't know, are communicating with Big Gold, and Big Gold is just like, yeah, screams in the background, and Sir Violet is like, yes, absolutely, that is totally what we have to do. That's wild. That's absolutely wild. And gosh, it's just a really interesting piece of media. It also looks really good, and I have to jump back because it's always so hard for me to context switch. You look at the whole of a setting in one show, and I just sort of like frog in hot water, become inured to it. I'm just in that setting and everything looks the way that it does. But having had a week of other shows to watch and looking at other media over the course of the week, I was struck over and over, and have continued to be struck by how cool Iczer looks. Like, it looks really good. The line art and general art of it and style of it is crispy clean. The color work is vibrant and cool and interesting. And I wonder how much of that is Hirano's work. I just don't know. Certainly Bubblegum Crisis has some elements of that crispness in the quality of the art itself is really there. And so maybe it is coming with Hirano. Maybe it isn't. I just don't know. But it stands out. It's really pretty looking. And the character designs are really nice looking. And I don't know. It stands out. It stands out a lot. It's shiny and very cool. And beyond just the characters looking good, the body horror stuff, the monsters, the creepy fleshy bits and weird tentacle arms and goopy boopers, spectacular, really cool looking. Awful. They evoke a lot of from me, and that's the point. That means that they're doing it well. Because if I see tentacles and I just go, tentacles, that does nothing, right? If I see tentacles and go, oh no, then it's doing its job. Then it's doing its job, baby. And Iczer has been doing its job, and so I'm excited to see it do its job more. I'm excited for emotional distress. Let me be specific. Sepia. We get this really simple setup. There's Cobalto and Sepia, and they're sitting in their alien world being like, I love you, Cobalto. I love you, Sepia. And they're just being cute, hot, weird, etchy people, alien creatures with weird designs on their faces. Great. Cobalto is dead. Sepia is pissed. What's gonna happen there? Emotional distress. How are we gonna show it, demonstrate it? I don't know, but I'm excited. But I'm super excited. And that brings us to the thing that I'm going to cap this little intro discussion off with, which is going to be stupid as hell. This is going to be dumb. So prep yourself, grab your bootstraps, and get ready. Clench your butthole, because I'm going to blow your mind. Iczer is Symphogear. It's the same show. You take Miku, Nagisa, you put her in danger. Any episode, put her in danger, and then you have the blonde character show up and be like, I'm a hero now, I'm here to save you. And it's the same, okay, it's got a million differences. You can go through this analogy and nitpick as much as you want, and it's not true. It's obviously not true. But at its core, there's this compelling Yuri relationship between these two characters, and one of them is kind of reluctant, and the other one is kind of gung-ho and all about it, and one of them is dark-haired, and the other one is golden-haired, and the golden-haired one turns into a magical girl with a cool suit that's also kind of sexy, and saves her a bunch. Because she's important to her. Because they matter to each other, because Yuri. And that's Symphogear! Right. No, really. Like, it's the same thing, sort of. Is it as fleshed out? No. Is it the same idea? I really think it is the same idea. At its core level, one of the core ideas of Symphogear is the same loop as we're experiencing in Iczer 1. And that revelation, while it might be so obvious to you, you might be like, no shit, dude. It's just magical girl who saves an etchy girl who's their Yuri for each other, and it's all the same, man. You don't... no shit, Teeaboo, we get it. Yeah, but I didn't get it. And now I got it, and I was like, wow. And it kind of boggled my noggles. So that's my That's my piece about Iczer 1. I'm really excited to watch the next episode. I really hope that you are too. I think that people will be, because people have been asking for this for a while, and some people seem very excited that the first one popped up on their Patreon feeds. So that's good. I'm glad, and I'm excited to watch more, and to use this as a jumping off point, and to see some more cool, compelling art, and to figure out anything about what's going on with the aliens. I don't really care. I just don't really care. Like, they're Cthulhu, which seems to be just a series of telephone translation issues. Like, you try to katakana Cthulhu, and that ends up with a ufu in it, because fu and hu are the same, right? And so then you try to bring that back into the English, and it ends up being Cthulhu, and so you're like, wolves. I don't know. Seems to just be translation telephone. I don't care. They're aliens who want to take over our planet. They live in a broken, shattered dome supermoon thing. They're space evil. They all worship Big Gold, who's like a little girl in a jar. What the fuck is I'm excited. I want more of Nagisa's friends to get turned into horrible aliens and murdered, because that's fun. Great. What a great person I am, right? I am a moral and rational individual. I can't wait to see high schoolers get dead. Really though, I don't mind it. Man, your parents turn into tentacle monsters and try to assault you with severe and direct sexual overtones, only for you to be saved by your hot magical girlfriend? Yes. That's fucking gameplay. That's fucking storytelling. I'm into it. I'm ready to get more into it. Hello, my fellow humans, definitely not Bedhams here to take over the planet, wink wink. Please support the channel on the Patreon, and like and subscribe on the video, that would be cool. And if you have any comments for shows that remind you of Iczer, please tell me about them. And also, what else? Nope, that's it. Let's have a nice time. Let's watch some Iczer 1. It's a holiday. There's nobody around. I can be as loud as I fucking want. And I'm gonna watch the shit out of this 45 minutes of show. Oh, it's only 28 minutes of show. That's right. I'm gonna watch the shit out of this 28 minutes of show, and we're gonna have a good time. And then we'll talk about it at the end, and then we'll call it a day. And that'll be the whole of the day. So come along with me, and you'll see a world of magical Yuri and ecchi, and also sometimes mecha, but it's weird how the mecha thing happens. I'm not sure about that yet. And blonde girl will fight other girls, and also Sepia is going to be really sad because her girlfriend got killed because she was trying to murder somebody else, and yeah. So, PiP timer, Iczer 1 episode 2. How loud is that? That is loud. Whoa! My headphones are unplugged. I've stopped being able to hear. They're stuck under my chair. This is miserable. No! This is such a cool intro. What the fuck is happening? Okay, it's all just been cool music. What? I think they're here, man. I think the aliens have arrived. Can we get One Punch Man, please? One time for the one. Mr. Saitama, please. What the fuck is that? Okay. Yo, is Sepia running this ship? The Void? I will avenge you, Cobalto. Yeah, literally. Yep. Totally. Yo, all the weird, like, the religious imagery and these weird ladies all standing around just being like, we have landed. I love this shit. That's rad. Can you tell that I can't contain myself? I don't know, maybe taking over the planet. Masaka! The challenge of Iczer Sigma. A Sigma Iczer. Doesn't care about any of your stupid bullshit. Hello, Nagisa. You are in a mecha. No Shinjiing. No! What? You won't fight with me? But you did it before! You were able to! We had perfect synchronization numbers! What the fuck is happening? Where are my parents? Where are my parents? Maybe if you... Oh shit, a barrier between us. Okay, we saw what the greatest of Earth's defenses could do last time, and it wasn't great. Sweet. Sweet. Totally. Man, show me some soldiers getting destroyed. Oh, slithery slither. Huh? Huh, I wonder what... Oh, no! Oh my god, what? A bowl of spaghetti has attacked me! That guy got eaten by a bowl of spaghetti. Alright, Dilostita. Ooh. Oh, no, you're not. Pop, 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 pop. Oh, no. You've been warned! You were warned! You knew this. That's a cool salute. Honestly, I'm into that salute. Oh, I love that. I love that. Fuck. The subordinate. Who's like listening and hearing it and then stops and is like is all strength. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, you gotta put it all together. Get your shit together, Sepia-sama. Yeah. So Violetto. Oh, so weird. Yeah, nobody asked. Oh, shit. Yeah, let me just channel that rage. Yeah, Sepia. Yeah, Sepia. Become the darkness. But I had a Patona. What, is that the Iczer Sigma that we've been talking about? They're gonna make another one? Whoa. We just warp in? Whoa, that's a... These kinky clothes will protect you. Here. It's like bikini armor. It's got higher protection, higher defense values. This is bigger than you. It's not just about your fear. Are you willing to fight, Nagisa? Pantsu. The power of... Sorry. Oh! Woo! Ah! You can't just teleport out after telling me something like that! What the fuck? So, this seems like the perfect opportunity to... With the pantsu and all. To send some aliens after Nagisa. Yeah, right. Yeah. Ooh. I'm making fun of it because I'm actually terrified. I don't trust him. I agree. What the? Oh, she called him. Oh, what the fuck? Oh. Okay, the clothes will protect you. What the fuck? Do not point it at your eyes. Kamiyu! Also, apparently Fa and Kamiyu are both voice actors or actresses in this. No, nobody's here. Oh, shit. No. No. Nope. Nope. Mama's already dead. Walk away. Nagisa. Nope. Bounce. Don't trust it. Nope. I'd be terrible in any situation like this. I'd just let people die. Nope. That's a monster. Please help me. Nope. You're a monster. That's what she said. You just get ported to a desert? Ah, shit. Ah, shit, what's that? Oh, it's a mecha. Oh, shit, that's big. Uh-oh. Avoid though. Okay, wait, what? Very odd timing. Oh, that's a big vagina. Sorry. It might be Sir Violet though. Oh, what? What the fuck? Okay, then what is Iczer Sigma? Oh, we Ava now. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I like it. Okay, so Iczer Sigma is the mecha. Iczer 2 is the 2. Oh, we are helping the people. Oh. Do you turn into a goop monster? Try to murder you? Sorry. Oh. Yeah. Dude, I don't trust no part of this shit. That's an alien. Shooter. No, it's the kid. Oh, God, it's the child. Oh. Oh, I hate it. Man, we're gonna flash into horror. Tentacles coming out the eyes. No? Okay, I'm surprised. Don't say I didn't say it. Oh, man. So if they're actually just you, amazing. Amazing. If they're actually just normal humans, then they're cannon fodder. they're here to get very dead and convince Nagisa to actually fight. I'll go alone. Oh, is this another drill ship? Totally. Yours is the drill that will pierce the heavens! Yes! Ooh, shit! Please draw it. I'm just gonna burst forth from the earth? Let's go! Yes! It is a giant drill ship! Let's go! As if through water. Wow. Man, they got the scale of this down. It's really cool. Who made all these giant drill ships and for what purpose? Genuine question. For what purpose? Do they also have drills? Oh, no. I got really excited for a second. Useless. Dude, none of this worked against a single mecha. A single normal mecha. Got totally obliterated one of these. And we're gonna shoot a fortress? Oh, we're back to this alternate dimension space. Tatakae! Iczer! Oh, I love that. Loved that. Yeah, punch it in the dick. Oh, or the chest. That works too. Sorry. Honestly, an underwhelming explosion. Everything else about the fighting was amazing. Are we back here? Nani? It's still here? It's still fighting us. Oh. Very Ava. Very baller, too. This will not work. This will not work. I love the idea that we have all these laser emitters and shit. It's great. Super cool. Not gonna work. No chance. Zero shot. Uh-oh, don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep. Oh, no. No, now the child has the opportunity to murder you. No. Yes. Ah, shit, no. Oh, the corpses are up there. Dude. Oh, dude. Oh, that's even worse. Because I ate them! What the fuck? An 8-shot. Oh, God, no! Sayo-chan! Oh, it's not her fault. You might want to call for Iczer. Yeah. Yeah, I'm into it, man. Oh! Oh, the unexpected one. Wow. Honey, I'm home. Oh. Oh, yep. Yeah, there you go. Yep. There you go. You said you'd fly over real fast, but I don't want to. Shoot it in the face! Get in the robot, Nagisa. That's the only thing you can do. Oh, it still gives me the tension. There you go, it's for somebody else. You won't fight for yourself, but you'll fight for the little girl? Yeah, okay, alright. Like a hero. Yeah, there you go. Pat, 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 good job, Nagisa. Oh, Nachon, you're covered in some weird stuff. What are you doing, stepsister? Oh my god. Good job, Nagisa. Good job, Nagisa. This is still not gonna work. Ah! Oh! Nanda! Control over lightning! Impossible! Oh! That was cool looking. Oh! Oh, really? Yes, totally. But our drill ships, they're so drilly! Ha ha ha. Oh. Gonna release Iczer 1. No matter. Yeah, yeah. Ah, already Iczer Sigma is ready, maybe. Maybe. That's what I'm... Uh-oh. Wow, 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 wow. That was a very strange scene. Rad. I mean, super rad. What? So weird. Oh. Oh, thank you for all sacrificing yourself without knowing what you were doing it for. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Is this the arrival? Oh shit, it's your alter ego! Iczer 2 is here to party. Let's get it on! Oh man, that is kinda hot. Whoa, what? That means that you're also the daughter of Big Goldo. Ah, that was cool. I thought we were gonna, like, cut to ED or something. We got 8 minutes left. Okay, alright, cool. Almost Utena-esque. Dynamic and swords and... Rad. This is my favorite thing. Rad. Yes. Love it. It's a good line. Alright, I'll take it. The whole fight is amazing. This is great. Call for your Call for the Nagisa. Right? Right? What am I looking at? Oh no! Oh god. Not the mom. You gotta do what you gotta do, Nagisa. Oh, there are more of them. Great. Protect, to protect, to protect, to protect. Huh, 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 huh. Doubt it. Ah! What a great scream. At least one person to protect. And so I'm willing to fight. The power is within you, Nagisa. Damn right you do. I don't know about unlimited power. But yeah, I'm into it. Okay, cool. Oh, does that get you roboted again? It does get you roboted again. Okay. Limitless power equals robot. Okay. Where are we? Digispace. Totally unclear. It doesn't matter. Ooh. Nani? Oh. Got thigh! I heard the word. Together, as one. Hey, that actually works. That was a useful way to do a fight reset. And I don't hate it. It didn't feel contrived. Zip. Oh, so cool looking. Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will. Oh, it only took an episode. Hey, you're beating Shinji's record by like 30 episodes, so not bad, man. That's Iczer. I love it. Oh, it's so cool looking. It's so dumb. I love it. Yeah, we'll see. I doubt it. No, so both Patonas have to be nude for this, huh? With the power of Nagisa, absolutely. Let's go. Believe Iczer won. Yeah! Yeah! You can fight together with the power of Yuri. Except your mom. She's dead. Sorry. Oops. Big gold! Oh. Why is she evil? She was made to be. I don't know. They'll probably be alright. Tatakae! Iczer! He said the thing. Ooh, this is a different one. It's also groovy. Okay, while this plays, I'm gonna let this play out, and while it does, I'm gonna look for Kamiyu and Fa's voice actresses. Kika? Nagisa is Kika Kobayashi, little girl. What about, Sa Violetto, Kaneto Shiozawa is also Big Gold. Oh. He is Makuve. But not anybody in Zeta. Okay. Huh. No. I guess I'll have to go the other direction. I'll go the other direction. Kido Senshi Zeta Gundam. Nobuo Tobita. And... Fa Yuri. Yuki Matsuoka. Okay. I feel like somebody might have lied to me. Can you spot Kamiyu and Fa? But Nobuo Tobita is not in Iczer. Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna leave it be. I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. Apparently, I'm wrong. And my sources are also wrong. Or more importantly, are wrong. Brutal. That's really unfortunate. Hey! This was pretty fucking cool. There were a bunch of little things in this episode that I liked a lot. A lot of little touches of cool and groovy, jazzy, spicy stuff. A lot of weird stuff. Like the overly loud opening. Kind of overly loud. The actual, like, dynamic of the sequence of this ship going by is crazy. I thought at first that we're just doing some, like, unfathomable weird shit flying by for titles or something like that, but this is actually their spaceship mobile fortress suit thing, whatever it is, and that's a cool idea. And it gives us this sense of scale, and it's kind of Star Warsy. It's just a little bit Star Warsy. It's not too Star Warsy. I don't mind it one bit. Then we get all of this gorgeous hand done, like, effects stuff as stuff is hurtling past us. I don't even know what effects we're looking at, but stuff hurtles past us, and this thing drops from the sky and causes immense destruction and chaos. Which looks great, by the way. For immense destruction and chaos, this looks amazing. Just the whole of the world, like, folds in on itself, and fumes and smoke go up as debris flies everywhere. I think it looks great. I think the roiling... incredible damage of the streets and cars floating around and stuff. Amazing. It's too much. It's too much destruction, and that's just right. Wow. One more time. Just one more. Wow. That's a lot of destruction. It's pretty cool. It's all sort of fantasy-ish, but I believe it. I'm in world, and I believe all of it. I believe that this ship is really landing in a real city, and I'm into it. The clouds of dilapidation and destruction and chaos are great, and we jump from there into the utterly calm, totally tranquil insides of the ship, station thing, whatever, a headquarters, where these weird ladies with headgear on and strange robes stand around just going like, wee boo, we have landed. Super creative, super interesting, super strange. I like it. This is it's alien, utterly alien to me, and I like it. You know, what are you gonna cut to? You cut to the bridge of a ship that looks like humans built it? Nah. You cut to a weird, like, semi-religious space with a horrifying eye monster that these creatures are worshipping that's got, like, it's like a crucified feminine structure with, like, some weird shit and multiple structures that could all be eyes all looking at you, and fucking amazing, yeah! Yeah, no meh there. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, what is that? I don't know, but it's gonna live in my nightmares forever. I don't know what it is. I don't know who designed it. I don't know who came up with this thing, but it's got like a transcendent, near religious, symbolic, gothic charm to it that reminds me in many ways of some of the stuff in Angel's Egg, of like weird symbolism generated by strange forms. They look like they're made of matter, made of material. Like that's actually a thing that physically exists, because up there, Seppi is sitting in it, right? She's sitting in like a throne in that thing. And that's the bridge chair. Totally out of left field. Super weird. Who imagined that? I don't know. But that idea is really compelling to me. It's exactly what I would hope for when I turn to the bridge of an alien space station. It's not, Captain Kirk sitting on the bridge ordering people in a structured and orderly and sensible way to go here and do this and do that and do this. I don't give a shit about that. I want some weird alien stuff, and this is weird and alien. And I can come up with all these justifications or like reasons for why the things are the way that they are, and I'll bet that those exist behind the scenes. Like in the production material, they've got a theory for how all these characters work and how they're like psychically linked and are doing whatever they're doing with the ship and what these creatures are and what all this shit looks like and means and why it is the way that it is. But none of it really matters. We don't express all of that to us, but it feels like there's a rich tapestry of ideas behind it. And those ideas are super creative. It reminds me, in a weird way, this is a weird aside, I think, but I think it also makes a lot of sense. It reminds me of some of the storytelling in Dark Souls. Got weird, semi-religious, symbolic things from an age that you don't really understand anymore. All you have are bits and pieces, but there's clearly a logic behind it. There's clearly, like, these are ancient ruins, but there was a purpose behind them. There was a reason that they were designed the way that they were. You might not know what the statues mean, but clearly they were here for a reason. And so the brain starts to think and we start to pattern match and we start to recognize and we start to figure it out. And it's like, I can look at this and it's a feminine but creepy figure, and it's clearly symbolic. It's representative. And I look at these characters who are all standing around and they're clearly doing something to do with the running of the ship, and they're like in a brain space doing that. And I can think about it from that angle and try and suss out the particulars of what's really going on here. And there's enough depth to like chew on if you want to dive into that stuff. Or you can just skim across the surface and note the intrigue in it, because it's like, wow, that's art. And that's art that's like, it's something more than just normal novel art. Normal novel art is one person's imagining put onto a screen or paper or a medium, okay? This is a person putting themselves in the mind of an alien civilization, society, and then making art from their perspective. Creating what the author, the artist, the actual person who did the actual drawing thinks that this weird alien civilization would create. So there's an exercise in empathy in a weird way that goes on behind the scenes. And I think it calls to us as viewers to do the same sort of thing and try to empathize with, if not the aliens, then at least with the creator, at least with the artist. Yeah. Cobalto, I'll totally avenge you. I did not think that we were just going to be so straight up about it, but yeah, we're as straight up about it as could be. Cobalto, I will avenge you, she says. Masaka, they can't have actually brought this thing. Yeah, they totally did. Gonna skip ahead slightly to try to avoid titties. Nice. I did it. And that will be a mild issue. Moving, I guess it actually, I think this is the only scene in the episode where it's going to matter. But this is fine because this frame of this scene is the only one that I really wanted to talk about because it stands the fuck out to me. Partly I think that's the color design. The pink on blue does something. Partly it's the framing, this barrier in the middle, the characters on opposite sides of it refusing to connect, to communicate across this boundary. It stands out to me. It's a very solid representation of where we're at in the episode, and where we're at in the episode and in the show overall is Nagisa is going to refuse the call to adventure like 5 times. And that's what's going to happen this episode. She's going to refuse. She's going to Shinji it, and she's going to not get in the robot. And Iczer's going to be like, but dude, people are dying. And she's going to be like, no, I don't want to. And then finally we'll perform another different kind of exercise in empathy and provide Nagisa with a cute reason to fight child. A mulligan in some sense, a quest line, a plot, a thing to protect. It's like you have to do this with D&D characters all the time. They're like, we just want to go fuck around and find out. And it's like, okay, you want to go fuck around and find out? Here are these orphans. They're just hanging out, and they're here. And people can't help themselves. They're like, oh, I'm adopting these orphans. They're my orphans now. It's like, oh, okay. Okie dokie, you've adopted some orphans, and now they're in danger. Ha ha! What are you gonna do about it? You didn't want to be an adventurer? Well, now the person you care about is under threat, and you need power in order to protect them. It's the story. It's the story. The story. There are like 300 core stories, but that's one of them, and it's a pretty solid one. You don't want to do the thing? Yeah, but what if this cute thing was in danger? But what if the cute thing was in peril? Then would you do the thing? And what if 2 cute things were in peril? Could you really stop yourself from going and doing the thing if there were 2 fluffy cute puppies in danger? What about 3 oh, you don't like puppies? Fluffy cute kittens. You like kittens? Perfect. It's perfect. But we do it really in a really clear-cut manner that I think is very good. It's very good. I like that it's this clear-cut. I don't mind it at all. It doesn't feel overdone or like a trope or anything. I don't mind at all. I care not one bit that I've seen this before. I'm happy to see it again. Isn't that an interesting thing about the stories that we tell? The compelling stories that we really care about. One of the most common ways that people come at media in order to criticize it is they say, well, I've seen this before. Oh, it's generic, right? It's just like all the other things just like it. And yet, why is it that when I see a fairly well-executed incarnation of a story that I've seen 1,000 times, I'm like, yeah, let's go, Nagisa. She chose to do the fighting. For the reason. Because she has to. Why? Serious question, why? Why are we compelled by certain types of stories? What is it about the journey from reluctance to act to willingness to act, reluctance to fight to willingness to fight, that makes us cheer? Because it kind of does. It kind of does. You can be a stick in the mud, and you can try real hard to not get excited about a character having a turn like that. But it takes some effort, I think. Maybe not for everybody. For me, it takes some effort. This shit compels me. It compels me. Why? Now I have the situation. Do I leave that as rhetorical and let you answer it yourself, or do I try to answer it and do a potentially mediocre job of answering the question? Well, I'll try anyway. Stories teach us things. Repetition is one of the ways that we learn best. But stories teach us things. And one of the things that stories teach us is how to be or how to act. And everybody, every human, every conscious entity even, has the ability to make choices. And one of the core choices is, do I choose to make choices, or do I choose to do nothing and let the choices be made for me? Through our long and short cosmically, but our long history as a species and as a communicating, literate species with oral traditions and traditions of stories and traditions of storytelling. The people who believed that they should take action and not let the world make choices for them, I think did better than the ones who believed otherwise. Which I think makes sense. And the way that you get people to act in the same way generation after generation is through stories. Because we don't really pass down in genetic or epigenetic information, we don't really pass down behaviors, as far as we know. But we do pass them down in traditions. We do pass them down in stories. We do pass them down in coagulations of theories about the world. And one of the great theories is fight for what you believe in or get consumed. Make the choice to extend yourself beyond yourself. That's what Nagisa does in this episode. She makes the choice to extend her sense of self beyond herself. You know, you've got this self that you protect and that you're responsible for. Your body, your mind, your personhood. And you can do okay if that's all you ever protect. If everything that you do is for that. But you can do a lot better if you include more in that realm of potential protection, of capacity, of responsibility. That's what Nagisa does in this episode. She includes others in her realm of protection, of responsibility. And there's a danger to that, and that's that then you can get hurt. Because there are more things in your realm of responsibility that can get harmed, that can get destroyed, that can be harmed for you. Just like I was saying with D&D characters, like, well, now you might be invulnerable, but the people around you who you care about, they can be threatened. And that's the story. We're social animals. We're social creatures. And so our societies only function if we as individuals take responsibility for those around us as well. And what's crazy is you can say, well, then I don't want to be a part of society. I'll just be an individual and I'll be okay because I can just be selfish and focus on the me part and I won't take any responsibility for anything else and then I'll be strong. And what's amazing is that the individual doesn't function very well unless it's actively taking responsibility for stuff outside of itself. I think we thrive when we take more responsibility for the space around us and for the people around us. I think we actually thrive, and I think we have for thousands of years thrived in that way. And so when it comes down to our stories, it's like, why is one of the pivotal stories about taking responsibility for those around you and taking those cute puppies, kittens, orphans, random child that you met on the street whose mom gets turned into a tentacle monster? Why is our story take those things and then those are the reason for you to fight? You don't have a reason to fight on your own when you're just being self-centered and you're just focused on yourself. You don't have a reason to fight. You don't have a reason to stand up. But if you extend yourself beyond yourself, the reason shows up. And suddenly it's like fulfilling too. It's really interesting that it's like fulfilling too. Because it's like a sacrifice. The individual has to sacrifice of your own stability and safety and well-being in order to take responsibility for the space around you. That's a sacrifice. You're giving something up, so why does it make you feel more fulfilled? Maybe because it's closer aligned to something purposeful? Something like that? I don't really know. But it does compel me. And the story itself, at its base level, this loop of story that's like, I don't want to get in the robot. I'm a sad boy. I don't want to. No. Into, shit, there are things that I have to take care of. And if I don't do the thing, it's going to get way worse. Not just for me, but for other people. And I actually do care about other people. I guess I'll get in the robot. I will fight, says Nagisa at the end. I will fight. I need power in order to protect her. Why her? Why Sayoko? Good question. Good question. Seems like it could have been anyone, right? It just had to be requisitely cute. That's weird. That's weird. The evolutionary psychologist would say that's super weird. Super duper weird, right? Like, you have no like, genetic link to that creature. You're not siblings. You're not related. Saving her doesn't produce better results for your gene pool, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And yet, I think every one of us is like, no, you gotta go save Sayoko. At least to some extent, we understand that should be the way that we feel in this moment. Maybe we joke about it because, like me, you're sitting there going, no, she's gonna turn into a monster. Kill her. Kill her right now. No, that's just my my jadedness toward media and my way of surviving horror environments. No friends. Nobody enters my hideout. But why do stories like this, even when they're tropey, even when they've been told 1,000 times, why do we want to hear those stories again? Or the other story, there's a big monster and it's got a bunch of money and you want to go and fight it and you get all the money from the big monster and now the girls like you. Weird story. We listen to that story all the time. All the time. We love that story. Big authoritarian tyrant gonna cause a problem. Go and fight him with the power of rebellion. Oh, why is that story so... Yeah. Same story. Sorry, different story. Same story in that we look at those stories and we go, I love it. It's so compelling. It fits the beats. It rhymes. But you fought against Delos Theta. There's no way you'll help me, Nagisa? Well, there is a way. You're just not gonna like it. The mangled mess of the Delos Theta, the suit, I think is super cool. It gives me big Ava vibes. In fact, everything in Iczer 1 gives me big Ava vibes. I like, Hideaki Anno had to be a fan of this, right? Had to be. Had to enjoy this shit. It's too weird and cool not to. Also, I find Sepia's little walk down this hallway to be kind of cool. I don't know why. Like, I just think the walk cycle looks really good. And we get a similar one from behind that I think also looks really good, but for slightly different reasons. Lady Sepia, you shouldn't go in to see her. I'm fine, she says. Bow, 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 bow. And we see the shock. Bam. Overcome by emotion, snaps it down into a salute. Little things. I like the salute. I think it's cool. It's sort of almost Attack on Titan-y, you know? It's kind of cool. And then this, I said it when it happened, but I love this. She's sort of leaning, she's out of not stuck still in whatchamacallit, in salute or in stance, whatever. And as the door opens, snaps to attention. And holds her gaze steady. We get a very different walk out of there from Sepia. Doo, 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 doo. Head down, darkness across the eyes. There's like there's like some... she's steeled herself. She's ready for this hard endeavor, right? She's gonna have to see her love's body. But she's ready for it. She's like looking forward to it in a way. And then it's awful. And she walks out of there on a mission. Oof, doof, doof, doof. On a mission, ready to kill. Oh, I like it. I think it actually tells the story right there in the movement. And I love that the guard who's there snaps to attention. It's like a respect thing. Striking darkness, light, contrast stuff. hops into the bed. Cobalto, Cobalto. Ah. And then, of course, Sir Violetto has arrived, and you have no shot. No time to mourn. Only time to go and destroy Iczer 1. And also set up Iczer Sigma as the thing that's going to be happening. Super cool. Direct all of your anger and sadness toward Iczer 1. Be useful to me. Big Goldo has already commenced operations, and your partner will be born soon. Oh, I love it. I love it. Zap. Alright. Can I just say that I think the zaps look really good? I don't even know how they get them to be all sparkly like this, but I think they look really good. And they make cool shapes every time they happen, too. Super cool looking. I'm going to go deal with stuff. You fight alone, Nagisa. We don't have any time. Let me give you this incredibly short kink outfit. It's like a Wonder Woman outfit, is what it really looks like. It's got the really short skirt. It's a Maho Shoujo. It's like a magical girl outfit. But it's like, I guess maybe because this originated in a semi-pornographic magazine, that's sort of where we're leaning here. It feels like a, at least in the American tradition, a slutty nurse outfit, right? It feels like a slutty magical girl outfit. That's what it feels like you've given to Nagisa. And then been like, here, go wander the streets alone. while rape monsters are all over. Have fun, Nagisa. Goodness gracious. Yikes. So I guess, are we breaking the wall? Is the outfit that she gives Nagisa explicitly and particularly for our titillation? I don't know. It almost bothers me, and I don't care that much. The least surprising horror build-up setup ever. I have to turn up the audio for this to make any sense, but if you remember this scene, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Screechy violins. And there are also like these bombs or something like that. That! Boo, 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 The least obvious horror setup ever. No, totally normal. Hey, this area is off limits, and you're dressed kinda like a slut. It's exactly what happens here. Nope, let go of me, and we find out that indeed he is a tentacle monster, and she has been granted some power by Iczer. Super good. Super creepy goopy. Yeah. Main character in a tangle of tentacles, kind of over and over and over. Zippity zap of the wrist rocket is super cool looking though. The way that they all vaporize, super cool. Laser beams all over, zap, super cool. I like it. And then you wander around and find a child. Uh-oh. They're so cute. My mother is going to die. Yep, totally. And we drop into an interdimensional space to fight a Voido, which I think looks great all the way through. It poses in really cool ways and stands in really cool stances, kind of like it's a super fighter or like a ninja or something. I don't know what it is. It ends up being a threatening seeming antagonist in the weird ethereal space of villains showing up. It looks cool. I did think that this moment where everything just sort of like stops and we halt into the beam battle. Right? Like total shock, no sound effects for a second. Very odd feeling. I feel like I understand what they're trying to go for. I don't know if it actually achieved it. Super weird. Man. Symbolic weird imagery is all throughout this freaking show. And that is up there as weird as shit. That's a big butthole. And there in the middle of the big vagina, sorry, you could do it either way, bloop, is the floating bust head. Super compelling, super interesting, totally weird. So weird. What's actually going on here? What is this? I have no idea. but it's amazing. It's like, well, we need her to talk, so we can't have her be like a little clone baby or anything like that. She'll be a floating head. Perfect. Perfect. Utterly bonker. Bonkers, bonko, weird as hell. Hello, Sepia, my darling partner. Once you are completed and merge, Iczer 1 won't stand a chance. So, we will fight as Iczer Sigma, my alter ego, and the fact that it's got a little burbly thing and that it moves on its own is all that you need to make this thing super creepy. It's really great. How great is that? I think that's amazing. It's a robot, but it moves because it's got some bioorganic parts to it. I mean, we're Eva, right? This is Evangelion. Yeah, it's Evangelion. It works. It works. It works. I'm excited to see Iczer Sigma in battle, and I ended up actually being very excited to see it in battle when it showed up because it looked really cool. But just this, just that, so simple, and yet it excites me. It really does. Oh boy, shit got whack. Monsters are wild, we gotta take off, get the hell out of here. Big ship flying sequence. Why any of this is happening, I don't know. We know what's gonna happen to all these people. They're all gonna get totally murderated because they're not the main character. And that's a problem. Okay, we're about to hit the moment 1400. There's this sequence where these two, Iczer 1 and the Void, they, like, snap, bam, and we leap around a bunch. I guess it's actually before that. I've messed up. Blasting. Okay, they beam blast at each other a bunch. Once Iczer takes to the skies. Yeah, okay. So then our characters here. The characters zip around each other in this sort of non-Euclidean space, and we can tell where they are in space almost entirely by the beams that go between them. I like that a lot. I just find that sequence really cool. Just particularly to me. There is a sequence. I'm gonna get it on Sakagabura because it's lived rent-free in the back of my head for a while. And it's an Ichiro Itano cut. And if I order by score, I think I can find it. If I can't find it within a couple of checks, I'll give up and we'll be back. But I think I'll be able to find it. Boom. This is a cut from Macross Plus. Yeah, Macross Plus. And the sequence is here. There's a big drop into a place. Some shit gets wild. Pull some insane G's. And then it's this sequence right here where we've got these just little blips of the positioning of the two dogfighting planes. And we use these zips of light between them to actually demonstrate where they are in three-dimensional space. Like, you can tell based on the angle of the light and where they're placed, where these two entities are in three-dimensional space as they rotate around each other and are doing all these dogfighting complicated maneuvers. And you can really follow the complications of the maneuvers from those blips of, like, laser blasts as they go past us. I think that's spectacular. I think it's really amazing. And so the first time that I saw this cut, I saw this on a phone that had blue light filtering on. It was pretty late at night and I had it on my phone. And I saw this cut on my phone. And so I couldn't actually see the ships floating around. I couldn't see the planes, really. All I could see were these laser blips, were these lines going by. And yet I still got the distinct impression that I could track the entire fight. The whole thing, all the spatial representation, where they actually were in space, who was shooting at who. I could track the whole thing just from those, like, echolocated blips of light zipping past. Zing, 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 zing. And from those, I can tell exactly where everything is in the fight. That, to me, speaks to the, not just composition, but choreography, the planning, the thought process behind the action sequence. It's not just the characters zoom around a bunch, right? It's like, no, he's going to go this way and he's curving at this rate and this character is flying around it in this way and then they're going to shoot a laser beam here, zap, right? And then zap, and that's a little different. It's a little different. This is what that sequence in Iczer reminds me of. To I think, a lesser degree. I think the Itano sequence that we just watched from Macross is more potent the thing more than this does, but this is still pretty cool. Zip, zap, zoom, bam. Still pretty cool. Definitely not complaining. Big punch. Cool girls don't look at explosions. Rad, baller, to a new space. And another one, and another one. Also, the cut where it bam, zap, boom. Really cool. I like the after image on it, and I really like the way that it poses on this, yeah. Totally. Condescending shinobi on a giant branch in front of the moon. Exactly right. I love it. I think it's super cool. It's like space ninja stuff. I guess all of this is just an excuse to have a crazy laser battle with a bunch of troops doing things. We use the same from beneath super dark shot of this character like 5 times. What happens if the Patlabor characters try to live in an alien world? It doesn't go so well. The aliens win. Don't fall asleep. Super creepy. Even creepier than the monsters being there is the monsters not being there. It like whittles away at your consciousness, at your belief in your own sanity. It's like, is Nagisa actually going crazy? No, those are monsters, and that's pretty crazy. Sayoko, no, and she gets gooped. Yep, gets goobered. So same situation as last episode, and we talked about it in that episode. This is a sexual threat, visually represented, against our now scantily clad female protagonist, Nagisa. This should get your protect going, and it should get your no, fight against the thing juices flowing. And that's exactly what it's supposed to do, and I think it does it really well. We put Nagisa in a difficult situation, and this time, no Iczer to show up and save her. Which is kind of traumatizing on its own. Iczer was like, I'll totally be there in an instant if you need me. Just call out to me and I'll be there in a moment. And Nagisa's like, please help me, Iczer 1. And Iczer 1 doesn't show up. But it's all in the interest of proving that Nagisa has the power herself. Help me, Iczer 1, and nothing happens. We get fight, Nagisa. You can do it. I believe in you. Nagisa. And so Nagisa has to come up with her own reason to fight. She remembers Sayoko's presence and bursts forth out of the monster. Somehow it seems to know that she's going to attack it and destroy it. I don't know. Raises her hand and decides to fight. And in a blast that's almost exactly like some of the scenes in Yotoden, when characters get blasted apart and they sort of like an S-shaped curve as they zip out of existence, blasts forward and saves her own ass, as well as, of course, Sayoko's. Very good, Nagisa. Pat, pat, pat. Good job. You've become a true hero covered in alien goop. Good job. Big sister, what is this stuff? Yeah. Well, there it is. I don't want to fight. Yeah, but what if your life is in danger? Nah, still don't want to fight. Yeah, but what if this child's life is in danger? Okay, fine, I'll fight. Ta-da! Storytelling. Story da. Truly though, like that's the story. Oh, you're not willing to get off your ass and change your life for yourself? What about for somebody else? Yeah, okay, for somebody else I'll do it. That's so weird. I think it's genuinely true about people. I think it's really truly true. About a lot. I mean, not about everybody. People are very varied. Some people are totally self-motivated, right? Completely okay just working their ass off every day for themselves, for their own safety, for their own purpose, yada, yada, yada. But a lot of people are not compelled by that. A lot of people are not compelled by that. It takes something external. It takes something serious to drive us, to push us to overcome ourselves or our inertia or our unwillingness. In this case, it's unwillingness to fight against an eternal, ethereal, eldritch enemy. But how about the eternal, ethereal, eldritch enemy of sloth and laziness? Just to throw one example out. Or, like, gluttony and temptation. What about those? Those are kind of monsters. They kind of live in everybody. They're kind of everywhere all the time. You kind of have to fight against them. Will you fight against them for yourself? Maybe. Would you fight against them better if you were protecting somebody else from them? Probably. Probably. Takeaway? I don't know. Find something worth fighting for. Find somebody worth protecting. That might be it. But takeaway also might be, don't look at 80s anime for takeaways about, theories of being, necessarily. They don't necessarily always have them. Sometimes it's just aliens are invading the Earth and we need to make a compelling story because the artists who work at our company are going to starve if they don't have work to do. And I'm going to starve if I don't release a new anime this year. So sometimes it's one and sometimes it's the other. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Ugh. Enough of this play. Destroy them! Yep, lightning powers from the sky. Laser zaps of doom. Super brutal. De-freaking-molished. That goes down. Iczer gets to be cool. The introduction of Iczer 2 is so sexy. And I mean, like, that's sexy, but also like, ooh, that's hot. But also it's kind of sexy. I think it's really cool. I don't know why. I think she's awesome. Is she floating? I think she's just floating. And then, like, floating and walking forward without needing to walk. Baller. Slow shadow pan face reveal. Phew. Baller. Condescending little smirk. Ooh, hot. Ooh, hot. Iczer 2 is always looking down at the camera. Always so far. Always looking down at the camera. Always looking down at Iczer 1. Puts us as an underdog. Has more information than us. Has more power than us. Has cool fucking zappy stuff. Makes fire turn into lightning sword out of her hand. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Look at that shit. That's so cool. That's so cool. It forms a protractor before it forms a lightsaber. Zip, boop. Why? I don't know. And then just zap, boom, zam. You know what I'm never gonna complain about? Two super hot anime characters fighting each other with lasers and beam swords. I'm so into it. This whole fight is really baller. I also really like this. I like the way that Iczer 2 does this, like, very Mahou Shoujo. Very magical girl-y, very much like a witch casting a spell sort of vibe. But the whole contortion of the body, the twist of the rib cage, the twist of the hips, it all sells to me. It all sells really hard, and so I believe in the power of the strike. Even though it's goofy, even though it's super goofy, I should be facepalming through this. I should be like, oh, this is so goofy and dumb looking. Two characters flying around shooting lasers at each other, so stupid. And yet I'm like, go, Iczer! Let's go! Cool fighting! Why? I don't know. I didn't realize how cool a rotation shot that was, actually. Bam, zap. Bam, zap. And then here, zip. Oh, all the way around, yeah. Wow, that's cool. Blast! Smash! Blast! Bam! Boom! Oh, and such fun spatial stuff. Alright, monsters everywhere. Evil, awful. I wish for more power. Why? Because I need it to protect the girl. So you'll fight with me? Yeah, I'll fight with you. And we have an actual excuse for a fight reset that I think is amazing. I've been talking about this all over the place in Kimetsu no Yaiba especially, because there's been this fight going on. I've been like, well, we have to reset the fight, right? Because this fight can't just conclude the way that it is. This is a great way to do a fight reset. You have a fight that's going, and it seems to be going in one direction. You want to stop the fight and have the characters reset their positions a little bit. Reset the battlefield, reset the board. How do you do that without making it feel like the villain was just like, haha, Mr. Hero, I'm here ready to defeat you, and as an evil villain, I will not defeat you, because I don't want to win, and I will instead let you live and recover your powers while I walk around and twiddle my thumbs together, and allow you time to rest and recuperate. Yeah, that's not super compelling, right? Because we go, hey, the author's letting the character off easy. The author's letting the hero off easy. That's no fun. Odd that we need our stories to feel fair. But we do. Yeah, that's not fair. They're letting the hero off easy. So we gotta have a good excuse to get the villain to walk away from the fight when they've already beaten the hero. Because it's really good to get the villain to walk away from the fight when they've already beaten the hero. It drives the stakes up immensely, immensely. Any shonen that you've ever watched, this gets done all the time, like every third chapter. The villain will appear, and either the villain will up the villain's capital by having the villain defeat another character who we've set up as being strong. So you get these like straw men in shows like this all the time, where a character shows up and like, I'm a big beefy boy, and then, you know, the villain shows up and is like, boom, you're dead. You're a dead boy. And then we go, oh wow, this villain must be very powerful because they defeated the big beefcake. Right. Same sort of idea. But it's even better if you have them defeat the hero, because now you have a direct journey for the hero to go on, but from not powerful enough to defeat this villain to powerful enough to defeat this villain. And we go, wow, and we love to see that. We love to see it when heroes go from not good enough to do the thing to good enough to do the thing. To take that back to our like evolutionary logic of storytelling, why might that be? Well, it's pretty common when you try to do a thing that you fail at it. But the people who survive and succeed are the ones who try to do the thing again. So telling a story about you're a person and you're not able to do this thing, and then you train for a while and then you're able to do this thing is really powerful. It's a really powerful story to teach people, because if they believe that they might be able to change their outcomes, then they might put effort into changing their outcomes, and then they might survive and like succeed better. So that would be really good. And so that piece of storytelling ends up being really useful. You want your hero to get defeated by the villain, at least in part, so that it builds up tension, it builds up stakes, it builds a narrative flow to things. It sets everything up where it's like, oh no, the hero is gonna die, and then the hero doesn't die. The hero instead overcomes the difficulty and becomes stronger, and you go, oh my god, that makes them a hero, because that's what makes them a hero. So all of that to say, you need an excuse to get a fight reset, and this is a good one. This is a good one. I promised someone else that they could have you, and so I'll fight you again, but on different terms. Oh, it's so juicy. It's so juicy. It's so juicy. I love it. I'm stealing it. I'm stealing it. I don't even know how I'm going to steal it, but something like, I can't kill you. My warlock patron has been promised your soul by another. Oh, so groovy, right? A perfect reason for a villain to walk away from a potential fight ender, finishing off the hero, because they have another more crucial, more critical, more important reason, more important obligation to follow through on. Groovy. And so she zaps away, and we find ourselves prepped for a mecha-on-mecha battle between Iczer 1 and floating bald Iczer Sigma. I think that'll be okay that one frame got in there. There isn't actually nudity. It's got little wires covering everything. I like it. I like it. The monsters are monstrous. The art continues to be super fun. The split up A plot, B plot for Iczer 1 fighting voids and Nagisa dealing with the world having gone to shit because aliens are everywhere ends up being really well executed, I think. The crazy, weird alien shit that's continuously going on in the background with Sepia and Cobalt, Sir Violet, and the weird masked creatures and the strange like ladies with cyber implants and weird art structures and helm ships and stuff. Baller. Ultra creative. Super exciting. Very much turn your brain off type media, but also maybe not. Maybe there's something compelling about it. I think it can be both. I don't think that I don't think the two are mutually exclusive. This can be stupid media for the purpose of selling copies and making money and, you know, making something compelling. It can also be interesting, vibrant, even useful storytelling. And it's a hell of a spectacle and a whole lot of fun to watch. So, all in all, I think Iczer 1 Episode 2 has been a very good time. And I'm excited, as before, to watch Episode 3. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Retro Monday OVAdrive. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you'll join me as we continue to watch more cool shows and weird things from our past in the future. If you want to support the channel and this slot in particular, head on over to the Patreon. It's linked in the description. And if you liked the video, go ahead and do all of those things on the video because those are very helpful. Thanks so much for watching. It's you, the audience, that are the reason that I am able to do this. I think I would do it even if there were like almost none of you, because I really enjoy watching through all this media and talking about it. I would do it anyway, I think. But I'm only able to do it because you exist and have been supporting me. So thank you so much for that. And I'm going to continue coming out with videos, and hopefully they'll be bangers. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. And hopefully there will be much more like it to come. I'll see you next week for more Iczer 1. Peace.